All right, Nick, it is the offseason. There has been many moves, a lot of turnover in the NFL. And now that OTAs are over and many camps have started, it's comparison season. People are getting compared to people all the time. And Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr has drawn some high praise comparisons from his new teammate. You have the story on this one.
Yeah, so newly acquired wide receiver Davante Adams obviously spent the last number of years in his career with the Green Bay Packers playing with Aaron Rodgers. And Adams, according to ESPN, was quoted as saying this: "As far as talent and ability, it's really similar if I'm keeping it real." Talking about Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers. Again, as far as talent and ability, it's really similar. This is extremely high praise coming from Davante Adams. And before you and I get into this, I want everybody watching this video, comment below, when it's all said and done, who do you think Davante Adams will have had a better career with, his time with Aaron Rodgers or his time with Derek Carr? Let us know what you think. But Miles, tell me, what do you think about this comparison that Davante Adams has made?
Well, I think they are both very similar quarterbacks. I think we spoke about this earlier, and briefly, we won't get into all of it, but you were talking about how you thought there was three different kinds of quarterbacks: the athletes, the smart guys, and then the combination of the two. And you came to the conclusion that Carr and Rodgers were both in that middle category. They're just athletic enough to make some big plays, but they're smart enough to read the defense. They're not just, throwing crazy passes all over the place. They can hit the check down if they need to. They can read the defense and see the guy that is open. They're not just, scrambling around to make something happen. So I think they are very similar. And Derek Carr has been pretty successful in his career. I would say that, on the short list of guys that I would compare him to, I'd put Aaron Rodgers on that list. They're both pretty similar kind of guys.
Yeah, they both have similar, like you mentioned, you and I talked about their body of work of how they play the game is very similar. And go into that a little bit more. Receivers get really frustrated when they spend all week and sometimes all off season working on their routes, working on the game plan to get open in a game in a big situation, to have the quarterback scramble around and do something weird and not throw him the ball when he's open. Tyreek Hill left the Chiefs. I believe this because a lot of this was going on. It wears receivers down. Obviously, Adams didn't have to deal with this with Rodgers. If Adams got open, Rodgers was giving him the ball. If Adams didn't get open and Rodgers felt like the opportunity was there, Rodgers took the chances as well. That's what kind of the combination middle ground quarterback can do. That's exactly what Derek Carr can do. And that's exactly why wide receivers like guys like that. And don't forget, it's not only Adams who made this comparison. Former Green Bay Packer and Raider James Jones, who played with Rodgers and then Derek Carr early in Derek Carr's career, also compared Derek Carr to Rodgers very favorably. So Adams is not the only one who has made this comp. And going back to a little bit of why they're so similar, I looked at some of the advanced data here a little bit in terms of completion percentage index, which basically takes completion percentage and scores it so that by 100 is the high, 100 is the average. You've got Aaron Rodgers, who scored a 117. It's pretty high. Right underneath him, Derek Carr, 115. Like these guys, it's again, that accurate quarterback, that accurate passer. There's not going to be random passes in the dirt that frustrates receivers. Neither of these guys are going to do stupid scrambling. So that kind of activity really excites receivers and really feels like they're involved in the offense. And I really think that's why Adams is comparing Derek Carr to Rodgers here.
Yeah, and I feel like when you hear about stuff, like for instance, coming out of Baltimore, Hollywood Brown was pretty upset with all how the offense went. He didn't feel like the offense flowed through him. It was more set up to feed Lamar, which it is. It is, in all fairness. But you never hear that about guys like Carr or Rodgers. Like you said, they're smart enough and be able to make the reads quick enough that whenever their guy gets open, they're feeding them the ball. And that's probably Adams with Rodgers. Whenever he was open, he's getting that ball almost perfectly timed. And Carr the same way, even with guys like Darren Waller and stuff. Whenever they make big plays, he's feeding them the ball. And Hunter Renfrow, perfect example. That guy he's very good at getting open in the short pass game. And as soon as he's open, Carr's there to deliver him the ball, perfectly timed, ready to go. So I think what Adams was saying is very true. And I really like the comparison. And I think Adams will be very successful in his time in Las Vegas. All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.